who does well as Mumbo Jumbo. I am your host, Mike B. This is October, about mid-ish October, by the time this video comes out anyway. It's about the 8th or 9th, I think, when I'm recording this. Although there's other videos going on at the same time that are recording bits and pieces, so this is going to be interesting because there'll be me, which is one mic, or there's another mic. It's all very Lynchian. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so there you go. So I'm here. Hello, all is well. We're ticking on. Jolly good coffee. Keep myself stimulated and alert. How is everybody? Damn fine coffee. How is everybody out there in out there land in Tube land? All right, doing well. Thank you for the words. Anyone who came back and said, you know, keep doing what you're doing and support and all that. Thank all of you. Lovely. Very nice. I feel very loved. I've got a warm glow, a Ready Beck-like orange glow to me, which I'm not going to do in post-production because it'll take me hours and ultimately be a failure. Now wait for that to happen, because I obviously had more time on my hands than I needed. As I've alluded to, this may be a disjointed video because there may be different mics appearing in it. So you just have to stick with it. Some of them you'll enjoy, some of them will annoy you. So pick a mic and go with that. This is this mic. There's another mic. Hello, hello, hello. This will get confusing. Should we have a look at what I've been playing? Let's do that. So played lots of stuff. We've been playing Risk and Ark Nova. I won't touch too massively on that, though one of the other mics might do. Been playing a lot of Risk Legacy, again, because we just want to finish that campaign off. Not really much more to say on that for the minute, because spoilers, but can you spoil a game? It's probably over 10 years old now. Again, fine, you know, it is Risk with some embellishments, and the legacy elements work wonderfully, and we've been having a fun old time playing that. And if you've never played that before and you've got a like-minded group of at least 4 to 5 of you, it can be picked up for about 20 odd quid. Highly recommended if that's your jam. Ark Nova, played a couple of games of that over the last couple of weeks. One game I played, I did fucking appallingly. The other night I played it and I did amazingly. So there's Ark Nova for you. Robo Rally and Blood Rage. Played a lot of Blood Rage. Well, I played a game of Blood Rage, of which I didn't do great at. But Blood Rage is a cracking design by Eric Lang. I've just got to say it again. It's a real solid, just hits the table. When it does hit the table, always good fun. I mean, it's unforgiving to new players. Dudes on the map, Viking themed. I mean, it is that lightning in a bottle of Lang designs, I think, of a theme and a design. Kind of just boom, bang, you know. It's long alluded he was going to do a follow-up or an expansion, which is never seen. I don't know how you would expand it any more than it already has been done. But the base Blood Rage, although I do have time for some of the expansions, the Mystics and the Gods, but the base Blood Rage is a lean, mean, Viking-fueled rage machine, and it's a wonderful bit of work. If you don't own it and you're a fan of Dudes on the Map games, you could do far more bad to yourself than not owning that. That's words of a complimentary nature, I meant to say. More coffee. So there's all of that. Obviously, we played a bunch of Castle Combo and played some Courtisans. I'll come back to them in a minute, but just for bang for your buck, could do worse than pick up these two games. That's what I was saying to you. Let's do some news. Here is the news. Spiel. Spiel has been underway. Nothing has really leapt out at me as being like, whoa, at Spiel. There's Ark Nova Map Pack 2 has come out, I believe, which at least has more maps than the original map pack had. That's kind of on my list because I do like a bit of Ark Nova, as I may have referred to earlier in the section. Stone My Games have announced that they are now publishing Tokaido. Tokaido is a game I personally have absolutely no time for. It is, thematically, it's this you meandering at some point in Japan as a tourist, stopping off a little bit of eat, maybe take a snapshot, get some mementos. But it's kind of this sort of whimsical sort of meander. Some people, I'm sure, love it. I personally find it utterly bereft of anything of like gameplay, decision making, just anything really. It's just a bit meh. But that's, your mileage may vary. For me, I'd rather probably chew on one of my own feet than play that again, if I'm honest with you. But it's getting republished by them, I guess. Well, whoop-de-doo to them. I'm sure there will be an adornment of riches of extra bits and pieces, if that's your thing. Maybe there'd be some dragons in it. Who knows? Anyway, that is a thing that's happening. I have no. Nah. Resurgence is the big Portal release, which is a post-apocalyptic bag-building worker placement game. I have a copy coming. However, it was sent to me back in September, and UPS have been doing a markedly great job at fucking up. It made it somewhere to Poland and then sat there for about 2 weeks due to some reasons. Eventually I got hold of Ignacy and he got hold of them and we moved it forward. It's now made it to the UK and it's now sat somewhere in the UK. Again, not going anywhere. It's taken a month to get to me and it's not even got to me. So yeah, well done UPS. Excellent work. Good work. Well done well. So if that ever arrives, if I actually ever do receive the copy of Resurgence that has been sent to me, then we'll play it. And I'll talk about it, and I'll tell you all about it. It looks kind of cool, but really I can't say any more than that at the moment, because I don't have the fucking thing. Spiel. Well, Spiel. So yeah, one of the big releases at Spiel, well not big, but Hatchet Ball Games UK have released this over here, and this came out of Spiel as well. So if you were very lucky to get off the gates, you could pick up a copy of this still at retail in the UK. Castle Combo. It is from the publishing, not the designers, but the publishers of Courtisans. Courtisans is a lot of fun. I've already inferred to it, but its production design is really great. I mean, that's one of the say both of these games, sub £20, I think they are, and they really come jammed packed with goodness in there. And I've often mentioned about Scout. I like Scout, and I think Scout is an absolutely wonderful little card game. The theme is absolutely ridiculous. But as play for money for buck to the table, Scout constantly comes out, and it's really great sort of end of game play. The price of Scout is more than either of these two, and the production quality in these far outweighs what Scout's got in it. It's my only critique, and I'm going to bang that drum just one more time. Courtisans, quickly, Walt Disney, Disney does the Red Wedding, I think I've referred to, it's pretty bang on. It's a bunch of you at a table, and it's all to do with you playing cards out. You essentially have 3 cards every round, and you play one to the table, one to yourself, and one to someone else. And the cards will either sit collecting, and dependent on where they are at the table, if they're seated above the table, they're worth points, below, minus points. And essentially you're looking to get yourself the most points by what you've kept in front of you, and there's various things like you can murder stuff, or there's guards that protect cards and multipliers and all sorts of stuff. But the basic gist is that. It's quite quick. And it's quite vicious because it gives you opportunity to bitch over people at the table, and you can see it coming, and it's fun. And it's it's good. I enjoy that. Production design is fantastic on it. It's really nice embossed cards. The fabric mat. It's all kind of cool. So I recommend that anyway. Although I was recommending it from the expo, and since then, shut up and shit down. I've recommended shit up and shit down. I've recommended this. So there you go. I was right. Go me. This is one they're going to recommend. So let's get in early on this one before they shut up and shit down. Shit down and shut up, whatever. Decide to say this is great and everyone buys it. Castle Combo. Brilliant, fantastic. Go and buy it now if you're a fan of tableau building games. Similar in some ways to Far Away, which I've never played, but I understand that Far Away is a game of you building a tableau across the table, and then the cards activate backwards with a bit more complication to it. This is not that. Combo, the game of castling combos. Oh, fuck it. Castle Combo. Let's do a little bit more of an in-depth thing on this. The shaky cam will be involved in this. So number one, all these components, aren't they lovely? Yes, and they're very thick. I had to draw attention to that. They are quite gorgeous. Then we have the player aid, the one and only player aid. What a scandalous turn of events. Fairly self-explanatory. I can now hear the dog knocking at the door. Okay, 2 seconds. There's the dog. Hello, dog. You coming in? You coming in? There we go. So Castle Combo. So most of the action will take place over here, which is the set of cards. There is the the village deck here. No, there is the village deck, which has the village cards in it. And then there is whatever that deck is called, but I'm going to call it the palace deck, the royals deck, and they are there. So these are the two decks we're going to be buying stuff from. We're going to be making a tableau of 9 cards, a 3x3 grid of our own, and I will run through what all that means there. We have this dude here, very thick wooden meeple dude. He is to say what column we're buying stuff from. So let's go through some of the stuff on the cards so that makes a bit more sense. So this card here, okay, so how these work is, up here is the cost to buy that card. 3 gold will buy us that card. There's a variety of shields that some of these cards will have on them, and there is a set of them, and they are mixed throughout the game in these denominations between the two decks. They will all involve into the end game scoring and other bits and pieces. So let's go for the anatomy of one card. So that's how much it costs to do. This thing here is silver, shows us that that's from the royal deck. This symbol up here tells us that should our dude be at that end of the row, he will move down. Now that's going to cause him to move because he's always going to be in the line you're buying from. Then we have an instantaneous action when you do this, when you buy this card and put it in your tableau. So we buy it and we put it in our tableau over here under the strip light, so we can't see now what we're doing. Oh, what a cock. The buy card, put it in our tableau, and it activates. We would get 2 gold per blue shield. This card will count in our tableau. If we had more blue cards either side of this connected to it, we would get more gold. But for this one, we'd get 2 gold for this blue shield on this card. Right there. Bang. At the end of the game, this will score us 2 points for every blue shield that is orthogonally adjacent to this card. So we get more blue shield cards, put them in our tableau around that, and that will give us more points at the end of the game, multiplying up from there. This is pretty much how it works. So that's it. We're building basically a set. So this one here, to run through some cards. Again, this one will give us a gold for every other. There's 6 shields in total, and it's telling us basically for every other shield that we don't have in that on our tableau, then we will get a gold for it. So we have them up to, well, this would count anyway. So we'd with that card, if it's the first one we put down, we would get 5 gold because there is 6 shields in total, different types, and we've got one of them out the green. Obviously, if we had the blue out and the green, we would have 4 gold. And then down here would be 3 victory points per green shield in that row beside this card. And carries on doing stuff like this. These ones are a discount card. They're kind of active once you've got them in your deck, and they basically just give you a discount on the brown, the villager cards. This guy is the gold bags I was on about. So at the end of the game, you're going to get 2 victory points per gold coin in this bag. That bag can hold up to 7 gold coins. At the very end of the game, when you've played all your cards out and you have a tableau of 9, any gold left in your hand, you can then disperse amongst these bags up to the denominations they can hold. This one here is a useful card because it will pop 2 gold on each bag card, and your opponents gain 2 gold. So for you, if you've got a lot of bags in your tableau, play that out, bang, and you've suddenly got loads of gold in your gold bags. And these things can stack up very fast. And that's kind of how this works. At the start of the game, we get 15 gold, 2 keys. The keys are really useful. These are really useful because they do 2 things, and you can use them on your turn. Basically, your turn consists of mandatorily having to buy a card. But with a key, you can either bounce this dude to the row up and then buy from that row, or you can reset that row, which would bin off these cards, and then it will put out a new set, and then you can hopefully get something better from that. Obviously, everyone else around the table screaming at that point because they had their eye on one card in particular they liked, and now it's all gone. The only other option you've got is, if you've got no gold, and this is the kind of the game, there is economy in the game of gold. You will run out of it. You start with the 15, but not all the cards are giving you gold. A lot of them will give you keys, which are all very useful because they are end game scoring. They will give you victory points at the very end of the game and have other uses. However, if you have no gold, you can't buy cards, but you have to put a card into the tableau. If that should occur, what you do is take one of the cards from the display, and you can do this at any time, but mainly you're going to do it if you've got no gold, really. You take it, you don't get anything off of it, it doesn't give you in-game scoring. What you do instead is you flip it, bang it down and put it there, and you will get 6 gold and 2 keys. At least gives you something else to be able to score more stuff in the game. Now, these mostly don't score anything at the end of the game. There is, I believe, 1 card in each of the decks, the Villager and the Royal deck, that allow you to score off of these. But pretty much most of the time, they're dead card in your tableau. They're blocking you up. They're just not doing any good. And that's it. That's really, in a nutshell, it. As I say, we get to the very end. We add up all the scores. Here's one I prepared earlier. Do the math, work out, and then you see who wins. This one was quite a tight game, except for Robbie, who was doing terribly, but the rest of us were all kind of right tight. And I won with 89 points. There it is. Wonderful. Me. Brilliant. I win. Luke Hector's mentioned this. He went on a tear and burn about there only be 1 player reference card in this. It really isn't a game breaker. It really isn't a deal breaker. To be fair, the iconography in this, after a play or 2, most of it is fairly self-explanatory. It's pretty simple iconography. I'd say a lot of it's duplicates across what the cards do. So, to be honest with you, as I say, after a play or 2, you will pretty much worked out what all the bits do. I really think it's kind of cool. I've played a couple of times now of it. Only at 4 players, I think I've played. Yeah, I've only played at 4 player at the moment, but over the couple of groups. It is a bit random. It is kind of cool because you get points of, obviously that tableau of cards is out and you're looking at it, and usually there will be cards pop up that you're like, I need that card. And then it's slowly you watch the gameplay go around the table, and you're sat there just saying, don't bring it up, don't look at it, no one buy it, and no one reset it, and you're hoping that the card is still in that tableau when it gets to you. 9 times out of 10, it won't be. Someone will either buy it or refresh the row, and you'll be like, oh, motherfucker. But that's it. It is a game I get, the few plays I've played of it, where there is some swingy luck to it, because it's really to do with the cards that are there at the time, and how you build your tableau, because you're locking cards in. So, you start building your tableau and then a card appears that would be perfect a turn before, but now you're like, shit, that's now compromised. There's a lot of meaty, simple decisions in there. I think it plays relatively quick unless you've got some massively AP strewn who's going to overthink everything on there. Min-maxers do not apply. But in worst case, put a time on them. But yeah, other than that, once you will know kind of how it plays and how the iconography works, and you understand all that, and you just glance and understand what's going on at the table, it whips along at fair rate of knots, and easily you can bang out a game of this in about half an hour. And I don't really have anything that kind of sits in here with me. I've got a couple of tableaus, but not many, so it's a nice little package. It's really great components. The cardboard chits are really thick, the cards are decent enough quality. Everything in there is a bang up, real quality piece of kit for under 20 quid. It is a no-brainer, if any of that is of interest of you. If you like tableau builders, if you like the random of it, if you like the comboing of it, then all of that, it's a lovely, neat little package. Under 20 quid, you can't really go wrong at that price. And it's a good, solid play. And if, I would think it would play differently at different player counts. Certainly, the higher player counts, more element of random is in there. Obviously, the cards is going to churn much faster because of the people at the table. Whereas I would imagine, I haven't played it yet, the 2-player, lower player count, certainly, you're going to see less of that card churn, which A, potentially limits your options, and B, makes it probably a bit more tactics to the game and a bit more of a cutthroat thing, I would allude to, having not played it. But yeah, Castle Combo, there you go. Highly recommended for me. If you can find a copy, I know that there is more coming into the country about the end of the year, so December, January time. So if you've missed out, get a pre-order in, pick it up. Or there is Far Away, as I said, which is similar-ish, and I imagine there's other games like that. I've not played Far Away, I will say this now, but I am intrigued now, having played this, because I like kind of the idea of what that's doing. But yeah, there you go, Castle Combo from Capstone Games, I think is originally what the designers were. No, it's Catch Up Games, and that was designers Gregory Garrard and Matthew Rousseau, and the Courtisans we're mentioning as well, because that was also pretty good, again by Catch Up Games and Hatchet UK. Well done, Hatchet UK, for releasing yet another rather funky good game. Good work, gentlemen and ladies, and everyone involved in that. Other stuff. So yeah, other stuff going on. Other than that, really, we're watching Twin Peaks, getting into the peaks with the fam. The wife had never seen it, and son number 1 had never seen it. We're watching it. Son number 2 is jettisoned for the minute. So I think if he knew what he was missing, he might actually be intrigued by it. If you've never watched Tweaks, Twin Peaks, and you have no understanding what I'm talking about, it is a TV show that came from David Lynch, the mind of David Lynch and Mark Frost. It has those Lynchian overtones, like nightmarish, dreamlike quality and knockabout, weird slapstick comedy. It is a strange beast. It is essentially at its core about the murder of Laura Palmer, like the homecoming prom queen in a small little village town in America, Northwest America, I think it is, and the repercussions and ripple effects of that murder, and very much plays into all those Lynchian themes of the, what's going on under the surface, those white picket fences and the rot underneath that's permeating across everything. And that's very much what Twin Peaks is. And definitely was supposed to be. It does lose its way a bit in the second season because of production stuff that went on, and Lynch kind of walked off the project for a while before coming back at the end. So it kind of goes off in tangents that aren't quite as successful as the Lynch stuff, but there's its own kind of weird thing going on. It's an experience. I mean, if we had no Peaks, no Twin Peaks, then we certainly don't get X-Files, I suspect. And I don't think we get things like Lost, whereas Lost played into that Peaksian sort of mystery box feel of like this mysteries upon mysteries upon mysteries, and you trying to unravel it. There is answers in here, some, and then after all of that, we had The Return that came in 2017, which was Lynch just going completely Lynchian, giving him 18 hours worth of just to do his own thing to kind of wrap up the story, which kind of does and doesn't do. That is a whole other debate and another time to discuss. If you've never seen Peaks, I highly recommend it. There's a fantastic cast of character actors and Lynchian dudes, and just what it's doing is kind of crazy. It is very soap opera. That is melodramatic. That is all what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to be kind of a satirical slide of hand to that style of stuff. The Dallases and the dynasties of the world, wrapped up in everything that Lynch loves, which is this small town Americana, darkness and weirdness and dream logic and all that stuff. Brilliant. I mean, I love it. I've loved it since it came out, and I've watched it every few years. I'll sit and watch Peaks. So it's really nice to introduce the family to it. The wife was only ever knew of Twin Peaks as being that weird show with the little man in it, which is an element of it. However, there was more of other stuff going on. And I very much love it. We need a decent board game of Twin Peaks. I had the original game, which is terrible, but you know what? There's definitely an opportunity here for a Twin Peaks board game. And this is feeling very Lynchian because there's different mics chiming in, which will be more confusing than ever. I'd quite like to see a board game of Twin Peaks. Anyway, damn fine coffee and all that sort of stuff. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, more pity you should get in on the Peaksian goodness. And that's me done for the minute. My rambling aside, and Mike's rambling aside, and the other Mike's rambling aside. That is it. There may be more bits that side of the video. There may be bits this side of the video of me, future or past, talking about nonsense and stuff. Takeaways are from this: watch Twin Peaks, buy Castle Combo, play more games, drink coffee. That's it. Have a damn fine day. For the time being, for this mic on this video right here and now, I am done with my talking. So if this is me signing off, I'm signing off. If it's not me signing off, someone on the mic from the past or future will sign off on my behalf. But if I do, and I am, goodbye.